Om Amriteshwari Namaha. Good morning all. Welcome to the final day of the 5th International Symposium on Media Education and Research, ISMER 2026. The last 2 days were packed with such cerebral and intellectual discussions, and I'm sure we all had some great takeaways as well. And as for today, we will be having 2 panel discussions, followed by paper presentations in the afternoon. Before we head into our first session, let us all rise for the prayer to seek blessings from the Almighty.
ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
Now we will begin with the first panel discussion on the topic Tech-Enabled Futures, AI, XR and Digital Media Education for Social Good. The moderator for the panel will be Dr. Ranjit R. Dr. Ranjit R is an assistant professor in the Department of Visual Media and Communication at Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham Kochi campus, holding a PhD in Communication and Journalism from the University of Kerala with a focus on emerging technologies in media. With a blend of academic and industry experience, he specializes in media production, digital journalism, and visual communication, and has trained students in industry practices. He also serves as research coordinator, program head of MA Journalism and Mass Communication, and is also a member of the IQAC. Joining Dr. Ranjit is Sri Deepu George. And now let me introduce our panelists. Dr. Seenivasan Subramanian, Chief Channel Officer, CCO at Keralam. Srimati Parul Goswami, Deputy Director at DataLEADS, Delhi. Sri Sunil Prabhakar, Digital Media Consultant at Mathrubhumi. And joining us online is Dr. George Latiff, Assistant Professor at Galala University, Egypt. And Dr. Nivash Jeevanandam, former Senior Researcher and Author at INDIAai NASSCOM. Can we please have a look at their profiles now?
Ms. Parul Goswami. Ms. Parul Goswami is the Deputy Director at DataLEADS and leads the ADINA initiative, which focuses on building an AI-ready healthcare workforce in India. With a background as a former national tennis champion, she now works at the intersection of AI literacy, ethics, and digital media. Her work promotes leadership, capacity building, and accessible learning opportunities for diverse communities. We are truly honored to welcome Ms. Parul Goswami to ISMER 2026 at Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham, Kochi campus. Dr. Seenivasan Subramanian. Dr. Seenivasan Subramanian is a seasoned media professional with a PhD in Services Marketing and currently serves as Chief Channel Officer at Keralam. With over 18 years of experience in the entertainment industry, he specializes in brand strategy, B2C marketing, digital growth, and consumer insights. He has successfully launched 9 major media platforms across South India and has held senior leadership roles across leading television networks. We are truly honored to welcome Dr. Seenivasan Subramanian to ISMER 2026. Mr. Sunil Prabhakar. Mr. Sunil Prabhakar is a digital media consultant with the online section of Mathrubhumi, one of the leading Malayalam national dailies. He specializes in digital journalism strategies, media innovation, and training. A pioneer in mobile journalism, he introduced smartphone-based news, video production methods that have helped reach nearly 200 million weekly social media views. He also conducts training programs for professionals across media houses, universities, national institutions, government departments, police organizations, and NGOs across India. We are truly honored to welcome Mr. Sunil Prabhakar to ISMER 2026 at Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham, Kochi campus. Dr. George Latiff Zaki Sedam. Dr. George Latiff Zaki Sedam is Assistant Professor of Digital Media at Galala University, Egypt, with a strong applied background in multimedia and motion graphics. A certified multimedia professional, he has extensive industry experience across regional and multinational TV networks. His expertise spans digital media, visual effects, 3D graphics, and digital marketing. An interdisciplinary researcher, he explores the intersection of mass communication, visual art, and media technologies, and is founder of Z Design Agency. We are truly honored to welcome Dr. George Latiff to ISMER 2026.
Dr. Nivash Jeevanandam. Dr. Nivash Jeevanandam is an academician and AI researcher who works across artificial intelligence, data science, and machine learning. He previously served as a senior researcher and author at INDIAai, contributing to national initiatives on AI ethics and governance, including the Global INDIAai Summit Report 2024. He is also an advisory member at the Commonwealth Educational Media Center for Asia and is known for his work in connecting academia, industry, and public understanding of AI. We are truly honored to welcome Dr. Nivash Jeevanandam to ISMER 2026 at Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham, Kochi campus.
Welcome to ISMER 2026, dear panelists. I request Dr. Ranjit to please take over and have a great discussion.
Thank you, Gayatri. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our panel on tech-enabled futures, AI, XR, and digital media education for social good. We have 5 distinguished panelists who bring expertise from television media, digital academia, AI research, data journalism, and digital media consulting. Today, we will explore how advances in artificial intelligence, extended reality, and digital media can transform education and serve society. We will begin with some targeted questions, and then we'll move to some general discussion, and then later we will hand over the floor to the audience. Audience can write down their questions and you can give to me. If you can ask it directly, you can give the written question to me at the end. Okay, then we can start with Dr. Seenivasan Subramanian. Sir, as the Chief Channel Officer of a major television network, you have seen media evolve rapidly with artificial intelligence, extended reality, and many other technologies. How do you see these technologies transforming television and media education for the public good?
Good morning, everyone. To answer this in a very crispy manner, we are working towards adapting AI first because it's already evolved. So the morning I had a discussion with the professor how the curriculum is, whether it is going to be like teaching AI and then they have to evolve and then they have to work, or it's already there and industries are already adapting to it. and the people needs to come with more than what is the desired outcome is all about. It's not from ABCD, because we have studied from LKG to colleges and looking forward for a job. No? On AI, it can't be one of the subject or one of the platform is going to be there, and that has become a ABCD. That's a difference in the mindset we should have it, because this is a tsunami. You may not expect it. It's already come. What you need to do is survival of the fittest. So even in the courses like journalism, if you people is going to be taught about A, think like it is not ABCD, because it is a problem where it is started. We may think it's new for us, new for the student, but the environment is already completely changed into it. For an example, there is an industry called dubbing, which recent morning I was talking about it. There is an industry called dubbing, was evolved over a period of time. How many of you have interested of seeing Jackie Chan movie with local language? There was a lot of fun dialogues. Na, so there was a phase in which we evolved over a period of time and get wow from not in Chinese language. We can understand from that our language. That was the shift, paradigm shift, which has happened over that time. Now, if you're looking at it, I don't need anybody. I need a video clip and not even a scripted thing. I need a video is enough. In a typical way, it is decoded, every word, every emotion, and moving into the word with the right emotion. That is the truth. Most of the time now, when robotics, most of the people used to talk about it can walk, it can speak. But can it be a human? That is the emotion which everybody looking into it, right? So now it becomes emotional, which means I can tell you where is it now. So on the channel, we are running dubbed fictions, which has taken it from some other languages, but it is a good story, right? So how many of you are watching Korean serials here? I don't want to say Malayalam, so I can say Korean. Because now Korean is over, because everybody watched and completed all the Korean series. Now they have moved to Chinese now. So how many of you watching Chinese now? Now Chinese is got over. There are a lot of languages which comes as shorts. You may not know which language it is. How many of you are watching it? So if you're looking into it, we are under the assumption of creating a video or a 1 minute in the Malayalam soil where we want to create it and give an impact. Now consumer is already consumed everything and they ask like big mammoth of asking, tell me what you have. Understand the need first. So when we are talking about all these things, afternoon band, which you have given it for dubbing, and almost we have 5 slots, which means half an hour slots of 5 slots we have. Out of that, almost 90% of the slots, it's moved by AI driven, which means I need to give a video. They will deliver with audio. I will set the individual character cut tune, which is tone and the tune in which they want to say. They will give samples of 7 or 8 in that way. So I'll say saying that pick this 2, keep this emotion from the 3rd, keep the tonality from the 4th, and they will create another new audio, right? But that audio, the voice of the audio, the tonality, the emotion will be permanently fixed for it. And now everything is done by AI. There is no difference. Consumers have started seeing like the same reality, how the dubbing is happening. Imagine there was a dubbing which we went across, wow, it becomes a plug and play now. Now there's a job. Because of AI, dubbing industry haven't gone there. The people who have upskilled themselves, it is not with ABCD, has made their mark and doing this, because this is done by human only, right? Even though it is done on the laptop, it is done from the some of the software. There is a person who is sitting and doing it. Or else otherwise it can't be automated just like that and come. There should be a human which has an expertise knowledge, not like what is the AI is all about. So when you're looking into it, I'm talking about like this everywhere it is coming. For an example, for a marketing team, it is helping on the brief. It is helping on creating an idea of campaign. It is helping on taking AI visuals which you never thought about it, which which we'll have. For an example, if I have to short it, it should be like I need to think like Avatar kind of movie shots. Now on a prompt, I'm getting those, and on a prompt, I'm changing the translations. On a prompt, I'm changing the corrections on the poster, even though I don't know any softwares of graphics. I should know how to change it through prompt. There are a lot of promos and posters you might have also come across and change your pictures through it, as prompt has become a campaign now. Just a prompt alone saying that if you need this photo, just copy this prompt. And some of the people will intrinsically saying that follow me, I will DM the prompt. So it becomes the money. Followership is money, right? So it becomes that now. So A is everywhere. It is not, I'm talking about translations work. It's in the marketing. It's in the production. It is now into graphics, editing. All editing is happening. We used to have special editors, on floor editors. Whenever shoot is happening, they will edit here and immediately show on it. Now even a camera is doing. I need to only set the points now. Camera is doing that edit now. So, but there is one thing which as a team and as a students you should know is very smaller thing. Don't start like ABCD. When you're completing the education as in the degree level, you need to complete that A in a degree level. Don't come and saying that I know the software, right? There are people who knows the software, but are you being a graduate in that software enough is what the ask is. So industry needs a people who's graduated in AI, not a starter in AI. It's not what you know, it is how you use and come with a better product. So I think I have answered your question.
Thank you, sir. And my next question is to Ms. Parul Goswami. Ma'am, at DataLEADS, you focus on data-driven journalism and combating misinformation. In our digital media future, AI can both generate news and deepfakes. How can we how can we educate citizens and journalists to be discerning consumers of media? How can we alleviate this misinformation kind of thing, misinformation and disinformation actually?
Hello, good morning, everyone. Really happy to be here. Uh, I totally agree what he said on the AI adoption in the news and media industry. But putting a very positive and an optimistic thought here, AI is basically an enabler. It is there to support you, but so basically all that the grunt work, the mundane task is what is going to be shifted to AI. But still in the industry, I think there will always be an appreciation, or maybe the industry will look out for, or they will appreciate it, or they will actually handhold and find you is the origin of thought. That will never change. So, and that origin of thought will come your decision making capabilities, because now AI, what AI does, it gives you a lot of options. But that decision, what option to choose, will always be with the human. So that decision making will come with the critical thinking. For that, when you're in college, you need to invest in that itself. So when you come to the industry, apart from your general, you need to know all the tools and applications. And don't worry, once you experiment with those tools, it's very easy to get it. But something you should invest your time and skills is in the critical thinking, asking the right question. And that's what people in the industry are looking for. So that's, I just wanted to add there. Coming on to your question on misinformation and see, DataLEADS has been in this ecosystem for over a decade now. And when this whole journey of misinformation started, we kind of pioneered it with building this capacity building. There was this whole focus was on critical thinking. Misinformation, there is this tsunami of information. There's a lot of content out there, and they'll always expect you to do they'll always expect you to build more content. But again, as I said, the right thought, the context is very important. That will never change. And yes, we do a lot of projects, lot of literacy programs there that will always be there. But again, as I said, AI is just an enabler. At the end, it's a human critical thinking which will matter now and even later. No matter how AI builds up, it cannot think and empathize like a human, and that will always be there in the industry.
Yeah, okay, that's a wonderful point. And I have a question for Sunil sir. Just before, Seenivasan sir pointed out that AI is like a plug and play. So yeah, it's very easy for use. But in the case of teaching, I mean, in academia, it is not plug and play. We cannot simply teach them. But how can we approach the AI education among the students or among journalists?
Okay. Good morning, all. In education, is actually a tricky way. You know, the AI learning you can generally divide it into two. This use of AI in something, that's one of the skills you require. Then next skill is something to contribute to the AI itself, where you need a know-how in higher mathematics. Then only you can contribute something, especially. But in the general public, 90% of the people require the first one, the skill to use. And the most important thing is impacting education in a very high intensity. You know that in 2025, a lot of tools came for guided learning, for example, where the students can seek help from even the which I posted about the lot of students in India use Gemini for learning for these entrance examinations, and they have a special package for students to learn with it. And Learn with Google is another program where you can convert your entire teaching material curriculum from static to dynamic one. That means if you're interested in cricket, then the model can convert the entire curriculum in terms of cricket, so that students will find it easy to learn. And the most important skill that this sector of people need to acquire is vibe coding. Because today you don't need any computer science skill. You don't need any programming skill to do something in the AI, because currently the technology is known to be vibe coding. Vibe coding is actually spreading across the world. It is vibe coding, VIB-CODING, vibe coding. Around in 2023 January, an AI person, a famous AI person, Andrej Karpathy, one of the founder of OpenAI itself, he tweeted about it in 23 January, 3 years ago, that the new hottest programming language is English. That was a tweet. Where you can program, even you can develop a website, you can develop your own application by chatting with AI. The last year, several programs came that the Google came with the anti-gravity, where you can download and install in your computer. You can develop your own programs, applications easily with chatting with AI. There is one called Lovable. So people in each and every segment, maybe in media or in philosophy, in sociology, politics, political science, mathematics, whatever it may be, everyone should be skilled in vibe coding in their own platform, in using AI in their own platform, because AI is impacting on almost all field. And it is very good, especially this is bringing back the old, what you call Gurukula Vidyabhyasa, you know, where each and every student is going to get their own attention, and the AI can personalize. Personalization is one of the important area of what important potential of the AI, which can personalize or customize the content for each and every student's need. That's a very important thing. That is why the Gemini introduced guided learning. And the same thing is available in the great ChatGPT, Study and Learn, where it can customize your content as per your need, your requirement. So that kind of skill, and again, the vibe coding is a kind of prompting skill. You already told about the prompting. So government even is trying to do it. And recently our MeitY minister, Ashwini Vaishnav, told us that we are going to upskill 1 million people in AI. 1 million people in AI is or using AI, not in developing AI, because for contributing for the development of AI, you need some mathematical and programming skill. That is a different thing. But most of the people require this, even the students require. But there is a pivot point. We can generally call it as AI civics. That is, we need to make people aware about the tipping point. What do you mean by the responsible AI and what do you mean by the irresponsible AI? There is an ethical use and unethical use. So students need to be aware about the ethical use. They can use AI without losing their own capability to speed up their learning process. So that is to be practiced in, and even the universities or educational institutions need to create a standard for it. How to use how to tell the people what is the tipping point, what do you mean by responsible and what do you mean by irresponsible. Okay, I think I answered your question.
Sir, one other point, you said that English is the hottest language. Yeah. Which means high level language we are using to prompt into the AI. So can we use our native language?
Sure. We can use our native language because in programming or in communicating with AI, language is not even a barrier. The government of India came with something called Bhashini, where our parliament is using it inside it, where you can talk in any language, you can understand any language, no problem with it. Even programs like Google Lens that feature is available. You can even scan some busboard or something to get it translated into your own language instantly. Sarvam AI they introduced in the last conference, where the AI visualizer and AI different applications, even language translation is available in it. And all these features are available in Google Cloud, Azure Cloud, and all cloud features. These are available. Language is not even a barrier. But the challenge is, we can translate even TV production. When your anchor is telling something, real time you can translate it to some other language and create a video with that lip sync in that language itself. Maybe speaking Kannada with the Kannada lip sync or Hindi in Hindi lip sync. With a milliseconds thing, you can convert it. Such programs are available. But this is not supported for all. India, you know that around 22 languages are here, official languages are here, but 2000 languages are already here. But it is not currently supported with all these languages, but it may come. Because the challenge is you need to train the model with your own language. That is a problem. In due course, it is going to come. So language is not going to be a barrier even then.
It's not a barrier anymore. And my next question is to George Latiff, sir. Sir, as a digital media academic, you work at the intersection of storytelling and technology. How do you envision XR, like augmented reality, virtual reality, integrating into media education and storytelling?
Hi, sir. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. I'm really honored to have the opportunity to share my thoughts with such an inspiring group of scholars and professionals. But before I begin, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Dr. Dinesh Babu, the head of Visual Media and Communication Department, for the kind invitation and warm welcoming. Before I start, I want to share my PowerPoint with you, please. And I'll try to make it short as much as I can. So my point of view today is to talk about the merge between the technology of XR and the AI for media education and for students, especially for media students, and for also how XR is introduced to other specializations inside universities. So before we start, you have to know what's XR. XR is an umbrella term that encompasses all immersive technologies inside it. So we have here the market, the XR market, which is extending now from 251.6 billion by 2025, and it's increasing. There's expectations to increase the XR technology implementation in industries to 3.9 trillion by 2035. So the growth rate is 31.65%, along with the next 10 years for extending the XR technology in the market. Okay, so the XR is very important, and I think we need to learn and we need to think more about the interactivity and to teach our students how to make interactive media and interactive content. So when we say XR, we are talking about augmented reality, we are talking about virtual reality, and we are talking also about mixed reality. So we have to learn how to deal with the three technologies and the merge between them. Actually, when we link between artificial intelligence and extended reality, we find that artificial intelligence gives us personalized learning paths for students. It automates assessments and provides instant actionable feedback. It generates adaptive content, quizzes, and simulations in real time for education. Also, from the other side, extended reality creates immersive, free-risk environment, enables exponential learning beyond boundaries, bridges geographic gaps with virtual collaboration spaces, and boosts engagement and knowledge retention significantly. So we see here that 78% of the educational institutions are using now XR till 2023, and which is actually raised about 54% from 2019 to 2023. So now most of the educational institutions, here I mean universities, schools, and so on, are now implementing the XR. Maybe they are implementing augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality in their places. And actually 67% of the higher education institutions are reporting moderate to extensive XR uses. So is it important to use XR for social good? Yes, because social good means democratization of access, empower creators, and bridge disciplines and scale with purpose. So these things, here XR is efficient not only as a technology, but it's a catalyst for equity, access, and transformative social impact in education. So, for example, when we see how media initiatives have been introduced by using XR and AI together, we will find that the Associated Press used AI in the newsroom. They have worked on an academy for artificial intelligence and made a workshop for the professionals to learn, teach them how to use AI in the newsroom. Also, XR producer training. Now, Yahoo, for example, made a 9-part series for teaching 3D content using Blender and Sketchfab to teach professionals how to use XR. Also, UNESCO AI made workshops for integrating AI into media workflows with preserving editorial integrity. Also, there is now something called virtual speech, which is a virtual application that teach media practitioners and media students how to present and how to make interviews and how to interact with virtual characters that can adapt with their personalities. And also the Craig Newmark Graduate School of Journalism had hybrid programs for journalists to explore generative AI through experimentation. So these are some initiatives that have been made for media education. Also, in the practices, and I think we need to implement these ideas into our students or media students, how to use the 360 immersive journalism and the 360 videos, how they can use the VR broadcast studios. For example, in Galala University in Egypt, we are implementing now VR, this style of virtual reality room. So it's implemented in Galala University, and we put different environments to the students so they can learn the news, and they can make talk shows, and they can make other kind of programs through different backgrounds, and they actually work on how to make these backgrounds. So they use, for example, a program called Axiometry and Unreal Engine to make to put the Unreal Engine studios on Axiometry program, and it could be implemented here on a Chroma and make the video or the programs you want to do. Also, they have to learn AI video production, how to implement or how to use AI in post-production, in editing, in color correction, and in graphics, how to implement the AI in their video production. Also, I think they need to learn AR interactive advertising for students who are working now in advertising and marketing departments. They need to learn how to make interactive AR advertising. Also, I think they can learn how to present through the virtual speech program. You can access it and try to try how to use the virtual speech program. It's very useful and very good for students who want to learn and who want to try themselves in this field. So actually, AI and XR extended not only on media industry, but also to the medical education and also to the engineering education. And I have seen by myself that Siemens, for example, made an AI model or an AI integrated with XR. So I have seen by myself that someone is using the Oculus, and he moves inside a virtual lab, and this virtual lab is a simulation to a real lab. So he moves inside the place and switch on a button in this virtual lab, and actually this button, when we switch it, it reflects to the real lab, and the real machine works. The real machine is doing, for example, 3D objects, or it can do something in the industry process. So virtually, a person is away from the real place, and he controls everything virtually from his place. So I think this is a good trial from them. And Galala University have some immersive projects that we implemented really inside our university for interior architecture. We have students transform creative concepts into immersive 3D environments, and actually they are doing this now. We have also made a collaboration with the UNESCO in a project called iHeritage. iHeritage is a part. Galala University is a partner with WARD, ITC, and the EU, founded of iHeritage initiative to digitally transform Egypt's most iconic archaeological sites. So now we transformed or changed the pyramids and the Grand Egyptian Museum to a VR environment, and someone can move inside the Grand Egyptian Museum now and enjoy seeing the monuments and so on. Also, as I told you, we are working inside the Galala University to implement interactive studio with VR and augmented reality technologies. So the students of media and the art and the creative arts, which as art and design, can complement together to make 3D environments and to make and to change the decoration of the TV programs that media students are doing. So I think I have final recommendations about this integration. We have to invest in immersive infrastructure. Universities should establish dedicated XR labs and allocate budget for VR headsets and so on. Integrating the AI and XR across curriculum. You have to embed immersive technologies into existing courses, not as standalone electives, because this is important for us and for media students to learn how to use these technologies now. Also, we have to train the trainers. Faculty development programs are very essentials, so educators need hand-on workshops and certifications and peer mentorship to design and deliver AI enhances XR-based learning experiences. Also, we need to enhance industry academia partnerships, collaboration with tech companies, media organizations, and healthcare institutions to co-develop immersive content. And we need to prioritize equity and accessibility to ensure that XR solutions are accessible even to students with disabilities. And I think XR solutions is very useful for people with disabilities, and they can learn from it a lot. The last thing is to establish metric for learning outcomes, publish findings in peer-reviewed journals, to know how XR and the integration of XR and AI together actually made change for people who used it in industry and in education. Thank you very much, and I hope my contribution is fruitful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now the next question is to Dr. Nivash Jeevanandam. Sir, your work focuses on AI research and education policy. How can AI be harnessed for social good in education? For example, with the rise of AI agents, agentic AI, as reported recently, how do we ensure these tools help learners everywhere, including in rural and under-resourced areas, and avoid widening gaps?
Okay, so I was saying that when you started to play that invocation, I thought I was inside some temple, and I can see students sitting in as a meditators. Thank you so much for maintaining such a divine atmosphere there in Amrita University. I was speaking 2 years back to in the same conference. And coming back to your question, see, now skill-based learning is required, sir. First of all, my opinion. Now, even Ministry for Electronics and Information Technology, along with NASSCOM, they are projecting Future Skills Prime to educate students. Then, like after classroom-based learning and theory-based learning, now skill-based learning is required. So the students, once they finish the course and comes to the market, like for industries to enter into any industry, they are expected to be employable from the first itself. So the market or the industry doesn't require whether they have the knowledge. The industry requires whether they are eligible, they are equipped to work in it. Last month, I was in a meeting in Kozhikode of South Dairy Association. There, they have announced almost like in food processing industry and dairy industry, almost 2 lakh crore investments are coming on the way for the next 2 years. So it means there are more skilled labors required. Wherever they have mocobots or automations required, it means they want skilled labors. Similarly to the metal and farm industry, it applies everywhere. So more investments are coming, more mocobots and more as Parul and Dr. Seenivasan mentioned, it's like they want people, they don't want people to program from the scratch. They want people to use the tool. They want people to adapt the tool. So I personally say that the students and academia should focus on skill-based learning. And now many platforms, like as I mentioned, Future Skills Prime from NASSCOM is giving courses which is applicable for all institutions and universities. They can take that course with the credit, flexible credits, and they can add it in their curriculum also. So those skill-based learning will give some exposure to the students of what the current market and what the current industries are working on it. I would like to say, point out one example and conclude my point. When I was working for INDIAai, I used to interview many experts from media and a newspaper fraternity. In 2003, I believe, in the mid of 2003, many AI anchors came, like artificial intelligence anchors came, and they started projected. They're saying that Odisha is the first AI anchor, and after that, Karnataka also joined the queue and saying that we have AI anchor. But if you can see, nothing can replace human anchors. Human emotions can't be replaced with any other artificial intelligence. Yes, we are proving that we are into the like we can say that dubbing, as sir was mentioning, we don't need to know their language. We can in live we can hear it in our own language. But I'm saying that nothing can replace human efforts and human emotions. Yes, to understand, to communicate, and to live in the global village, it's required. Language is not a barrier anymore, as Mr. Sunil sir mentioned. So skill-based learning is required, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your point. Yeah.
This would interest you. So just yesterday, I was just at AI Media Conference at Delhi. This was with British High Commission. And we had Mr. Vijay Joshi. He's the CEO of MeitY. And in his keynote, he said this, and this would interest all the students here. He said, I was covering Iraq. He was sharing his, reporting and everything. So he was saying that I was covering Iraq, and he visited one of Mother Teresa's missionaries, and he almost saw a little baby. Literally, it was like a skeleton wrapped, a skin wrapped around the skeleton. And he had become a new father then. So he wrote this wonderful, a very wonderful piece, an article where he actually put that emotions, the new father emotions he put into it. He described the whole, the situation and everything. And he said the editors, and he was at Iraq, the editors sitting in Delhi, they literally cried reading his article. So he said, AI might generate 15, 20 article within, say, 15, 20 minutes, but they can never generate an article with human emotions, where your reader actually reads your article and he relates or resonates or even cry there. So even if the entire media industry, we have AI and everything, there'll always be value. There'll always be a lot of credit and value for human emotions. And that's where human writing, critical thinking, asking the right question is going to be very important in future. So when you are developing, when you're studying in this current batches, you should actually still continue writing. Very importantly, writing how, without the use of AI, without any grammar checks, without anything. This is more important right now. The software, the AI tools, the industry will teach you. It'll keep changing. The industry will teach you. But something that you're going to learn now is about, that 5WNH, and you can add one more to it, is writing responsibly and ethically. That is also going to be very important in future.
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Thought of adding whatever the discussion which has happened now. This forum which we are sitting in front and you people are listening to it, it is for what? There is something evolution has happened and something is going to happen to merge the gap between what has happened towards where it is going to be. So this is where the learning space comes across. How many of us adding to the value of core what we are doing is essential? Yes, there is a learning which we are doing. There is something which we are doing. How many of you are allowed to use calculators by the computation you are making it? How many of you? It is not an error, right? You never feel saying that, yes? How many of you using the calculators? Everyone. So you're adapted to it. Initially, it will be rejected. It will be like an unlawful thing which you are going to make it. So that is a transition. Until there are two groups which I can see, because I am from the industry, I'm alien here. There is a professor, there is a institution which is in front of you, and there are students here. I feel there is a gap in acceptance as like a calculator which you are using it in a day-to-day affair. How many of you, I'm posting this question to professors, how many of you are allowing students to use AI and make them to do a lot of errors, right? See, for an example, there are two ways. One, yes, they should know what madam is saying because it's basic primary thought process. So it's like until they make mistakes and learn through it, grow through it and go through it, they will never be a master of it. Any art, you need to, if you need a doctorate in AI, then you need to start from the scratch and you have to take a lot of scars and then you become master of the art. The problem, half of the problem is we are accepting calculator, but we are not accepting AI for our project, right? So first one is that. Second one is instead of moving with a technical or for an example, educational or like a, what do you call, book-based approach of AI, it should be project-based approach of AI. See, the second one which I want to do is they are coming to industry not because what they studied, what they can do with the study. So both are different. What you studied is up to you. What you can do with your study is what we are looking at it. Because I was also there, like you people. I also studied a lot. When I just stepped into the industry, whatever which I studied was not being asked. They never asked. I'm a management student, MBA. Once MBA come across, I just went to an industry. They never asked about what do you mean by management. Can you tell me the definition of management? Do you know how to calculate marginal costing? No. But entire work depending on what we study through what we want to do. If I don't know management, I can't manage the business properly. It helps me as a tool, not because I studied MBA, I can't be a master of the art. I need to go. That's what I'm saying. Go, search, make yourself into it, do a lot of rights and wrongs in an ethical way, create more scars because scars are the one, mostly say the warriors are the one which will have more scars. And with more scars, if you are living, you become a legend. So create more scars and then come back. And there is as like students, you people need to accept it. First of all, let them do mistakes, but it should be in front of your eyes. Don't neglect it. Once you started neglecting, what will happen is it becomes under the table work. They will come in front of you and cheat you also because you're not accepting it. So we should have a method in which on the education piece, which you're asking it to in front of our eyes to do that, monitor it, and then tell them this is right, this is wrong. And then they will start exploring the paths because it's accepted in front of my parents, it's accepted in front of my colleagues, it's accepted in front of my friends, and society is coming in that way. Or else, otherwise, what will happen? Most of it, they will submit the project. Then we need to identify it has been written by them or it has been written by AI, whether the comma is before and, whether the asterisk is been in the right space. Yes. How many of us, even in without AI, know how to write with punctuation? No, right? That is okay. First of all, we need to categorize it. What is okay? What is not okay? I don't want to be some reflection of someone. I want to be me. But am I adapting to it? When Professor Nivash has talked about skill, right? You know what is a skill? Skill is nothing but you are repeatedly doing something. It was a family thing earlier. The person who used to put chapel for a generations, they used to do chapels because they are the best in that. There is nothing wrong in it. It is a skill. The human evolution is came from the skill only. How a stone is being transferred into a weapon is a skill. If you know the skill of doing right and wrong, you will be familiar with that. So A is like one of the evaluation, whereas we studied till 15 years of various educations, right? But the problem is at 15th year, we need to be master of AI. So parallelly, as like I am planning for J2E exam. When you will plan for J2E exam, you will not plan at the end of 12th, right? You will plan from 8th. So which means you don't know till 8th this exam is going to be there. 8 suddenly the world is telling you, saying that if you want to go to this exam you need to clear. Or if you want to go to this country, you need to do this exam. Suddenly it is coming as to us. How are we preparing for it? We are putting ourselves into 4 years and preparing, trying, do a lot of tests. We will fail second attempt, third attempt, because ambitions remains an ambition. Ambition will never change. Same way, if you are taking an AI, the problem, half of the problem is we are witnessing becomes a consumer of AI. We never been a planner of AI. Go to a planner of AI. So that's my recommendation to the institution, because I need more skilled manpower needs to come, where you are the trainers, where you allow them to do something right and wrong and give more project rather than writing on the paper, so that they will fit it into the industry.
I think. Yes. And yeah. Yes, sir. You can add something to it if you have. Nivash, sir. George, sir, do you have something to add with this point?
Yes. What you are saying totally is, I agree on what you are saying totally, and I want to also add using AI in Egypt, for example. It was I was surprised in last Ramadan. We in Ramadan there are a lot of drama and a lot of series are displayed on television and so on. So I was surprised that audience could realize and could notice that some openers of drama were totally AI generated, and it was criticized, when they found that the openers are made in AI. They said this is a low budget drama and this is a low budget work. So here the producer used AI to make a whole project with AI. He didn't use the sense of AI to implement his own vision. No, he used AI to make the whole project with AI. So to complement with with you, I think AI, you have to use it to make your own vision, but you don't have to use it to implement for you a whole project, because it will be clear to the audience that it's not your own. It's totally machinery. So I have seen this last Ramadan from the audience who saw the drama and tested the openers, which are artwork. In the openers, they make some artwork and some graphics and so on. So I thought the audience will not realize, or they will not don't notice this issue, but normal audiences said, no, this is totally AI. Even the actors and so on, they were made totally with AI in the opener, so it was fake, and they didn't like it. So I just to mention this, and I wanted to mention this to you. Thank you so much.
Yes, Parul ma'am has a question.
Professor George, we were very curious how you are using AI at Galala University. Do the students out there are using AI in your in your research, and what's the judgment like? What's the perception from the teachers and the faculty? And and as you mentioned about the program, did they provide the disclaimer that it was produced by AI?
Yes, sure. Yes, sure. We have to mention that, for example, if I have media students who are making a documentary movie or so, and they are going to put a shot in AI, they have to put it down there that this is AI generated. And they have said they don't have to make all the project with AI, but they can use AI in some parts that they can't make in real. So no problem to use AI, but with a percentage, not totally AI generated, but with a small percentage, as much as they can. But they have to use AI, and I also teach the students to use AI, and I ethically. And they have to do this, as the doctor said. It's like a calculator, so you have to learn how to use a calculator. No, yeah, there is no one not using the calculator. There is no one. Everyone must use AI, but how to use the AI, it's the issue. How to implement the AI in your unique product. How to make it unique, in order not to make it redundant with others, and to make it looks like others. Because if you make if you produce a project totally AI, you will find that this one looks like this one, looks like this one, and all of the products will be similar, more or less. Okay.
I think Sunil sir also has something to add. What is ethical and non-ethical in digital education? Can be
okay. Okay, I agree with Dr. Srini. I think the AI is the only tool which can only augment you, enhance your capability, just to speed up your process. Even without a human in the loop, you may not win in the game, The human in the loop is always necessary in each and every case. Even you can bring emotions, even you can bring your mannerisms. You can copy, I can create a virtual Jayaprakash very easily by training with your own data, his own video. It is possible, but you need to have some, what you call, skill. A lot of you know that text to video models are available where you can make movie, you can consume it. And here, everyone can make a movie, a simple movie with tools like VO, Kling, lot of tools are there. But without the skill of storytelling, this technology itself is going to be useless. If you don't have the skill of telling a story with some emotions, all these tools are going to be a waste. Especially a lot of tools you can use to speed up your research, especially doing literature review, literature exploration. You can explore and review in minutes, but if you are not a researcher, this is going to be very useless. A doctors can immediately get differential diagnosis with a model, where they can input the patient's details, maybe age, gender, everything, height, weight, even they can share the laboratory information or test results, or MRI or something. Then the model can generate the most probable case, list out the case, but the doctor can only pick the right one. So you learn the human doctor must be there to pick the right one. So I can also generate the same thing, but it is going to be useless for me because I am not a medical professional. So I will fail in identifying which is the right one. So human in loop is always necessary. I think everyone must read a book titled Irreplaceable, published in 2024 by an irreplaceable, and written by an automation expert with a 25 years experience in automation. His name is Pascal Bornet. And he is telling how to win this AI world, how to live in this AI world. So without replacing yourself, that is be irreplaceable is the title. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yes, I think Nivash sir also has something to add because he's an academician and is an AI researcher. So, sir.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Hello. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, as Sunil sir mentioned and Dr. Srini mentioned, we have adapted to the technologies. As clearly point out the wonderful example that once calculator came, everybody shocked that no more math students. Everybody will become lazy, and that's it. It's the end of the era for mathematics, but nothing stops, right? So that's how I personally feel that now we are in the trial bed and we are testing all our possibilities with AI. See, using AI, now you can see all videos and newses with using AI, completely AI videos. Now, even a movie was completely made with AI as came through Geo. See, what we see is like first when in the late 90s and all, when Jurassic Park movie came, when a small graphic was used, it was good to watch and it was fine. Now, when we completely rely with AI, I don't think we could relate to the movie and we can get connected with the movie. It is like now we are trying all our possibilities. Human is trying all our possibilities, that how we use how we can use AI in all possible ways. I feel that AI should be used in a kind of salt or masala. Too much of salt or too much of masala is not good. And in a formal term, ethical use of AI is required. We need to educate students, as we are in an academic fraternity. Educating students like what to use and what not to use. Ethical use of AI education is required because we don't have any standard guidelines and policies globally. So as a human, we have to use, we have to educate students to use ethical AI. And finally, thanks for the audience who came out of compulsions for attendances and internal marks who are sitting in the classroom, because I can see when the camera turns that side, many was keeping hand like this in their head and using mobile phones. But I hope this session was good for everybody. Thank you so much.
Audience. Okay, sir. Thank you. And I have one more question to Parul ma'am. Your background is unique from tennis to tech, as you described, which suggested adaptability. How do you see skills from on-field, like sports, translating into digital literacy for social good? For example, could AI or XR can be integrated into education? I mean, sports education, like that.
So currently at DataLEADS, I lead this program called INDIAai. It's AI for digital readiness and advancement. The mission is simple. We are trying to build a ready workforce. The program is funded by AVP in Asia Pacific, Google Org, and Asian Development Bank. And the idea is to give AI skill development training in both media sector and healthcare sector. We've in just under a couple of months, we've already trained over 50,000 plus participants, benefiting various media institutes, newsrooms, press clubs, colleges, and healthcare, of course, the hospitals, medical institutes. And through all on-ground trainings In fact, Sunil ji, Dinesh, and Mr. Prakash are the Adira network trainers, and they are taking trainings across the length and breadth of the country. So one of the learnings, from Adira, yes, there is a gap. Of course, there is a gap, and that is because when we have started adopting AI even before understanding AI. Everybody is using ChatGPT, but AI is so much more than just tools. So much more. So for that, we built this entire structured program where the idea is to teach AI and teach it as a process, as not just tools, but process, how to use this technology responsibly and ethically. And that is very must. I totally understand his perspective from the industry. And this is where I feel the academia and the industry needs to come together, collaborate, and understand each other's learnings and takeaways, like how academia can fulfill the industry need and what is the industry that is looking to, even the academia can fulfill it. So I think that collaboration, which is, I think, really is a need of the hour in the country, in India, that they both need to collaborate together, especially in this entire, to understand, to reimagine, build this resilience in journalism in AI era. So that's what we're doing at Adira. The whole idea is to focus on using the technology ethically and responsibly, because AI adoption is there. Everybody is doing it. And unfortunately, there's a lot of judgment also. When people often there is an invisible influence where people use it but they don't claim it. They don't claim that we are using AI. They feel, oh, I'll be judged that I'm not creative enough. No, use the technology, but use it ethically and responsibly. And again, this whole technology is just to
Do we claim
sweeten.
that sometimes AI will provide false positives?
Yes.
And I think the question will ask.
Sorry, I'm a researcher, so I'm a bit
Yes.
curious about this. All of you in the panel has been very vocal about using AI, right? Which is fine. But you're also very particular, especially in academia, that we need to disclose the use of AI. That's to be ethical in that sense. So yesterday I found on LinkedIn that Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address was flagged 90% AI on Zero GPT. So his whole address was flagged 90% AI. So we all know that he has never seen AI, he has never used AI. So where do you draw this line? Because it actually makes us hesitant to use AI in a way, because we use AI, even you write something on your own, it's been flagged AI. So there's been a lot of false positives. How do you address false positives? And as you said, you encourage writing, right? But if you go back in human history, writing was considered unethical, because when oral education was the thing, writing was unethical because people question, okay, once you start writing, you will lose your memory power. Right? Writing is unethical. It's going to take away your memory power. It's going to take away your human skills. But now we encourage people to write more. So how do you address these contradictions, these tensions?
So when I use the word writing, I think what I meant was more from as he mentioned, the storytelling perspective. You need to know the art to tell your story. The 5W and H, the principle, the sacrosanct principle of journalism should be there with you. AI cannot take that away from you. Coming on the AI hallucinations, biases, and yes, it is there. And that's exactly at Adira, this is what we flag off, that there are hallucinations, there are biases, there will be synthetic media misinformation and disinformation, there's going to be deep fake videos. But again, as a human, you should have that critical thinking to explain this is AI and this is not AI. That critical thinking will never be taken away from you. And that one we need to keep building it on. And then the biases, basically AI is what we have put it into that data system is AI, right? We've put our biases there, we've put our hallucinations there, so it's going to be there. But again, your context, what you're seeing, what you're understanding, that we need to keep through literacy programs, we need to keep developing on that.
I do. Yeah. Okay. So this is depends on the context. That means even I can give an example I normally used in my class. Everybody is actually using because I am actually teaching AI in multiple levels, maybe for engineers and doctors, even students. Every time I ask my participants, are you using AI? Yes. Everybody is using AI. And what is your main use case? For writing letters? So editing my piece of text. These are the common uses. Everybody is using, even the researcher, without having confidence in his own written piece of text. They generally put it in the LLM window, maybe in Gemini or in what you call, just to get it rewritten in a professional look. This is possible. Very easily you can get it rewritten by the model. Within seconds, it can generate a beautiful text. What is wrong with it? If you practice this way, you are actually going to lose your ability to write a good piece of text. That's the truth. At the same time, you can use AI in a very different way, where you can share the piece of text written by you. Then tell the model, I am an academic researcher. I used to write articles, scientific articles. I am sharing one of my article to you. Read and understand my article, but don't rewrite it. Instead, look for errors in my text. The errors can be anything. It can be a linguistic error, even a minor spelling error, or a logical connection error, maybe between paragraphs, and or a passive voice error. Lot of errors can be there. So you identify my errors and tell me why this piece of text is or this error is problematic, and how to solve this problem. How can I fix this error in a beautiful manner? So the model, just like an editor or just like a reviewer, peer reviewer, it is going to list out the problems in your text that you are going to realize what is wrong with you. Next time you will try to avoid that. So it can support your learning. Sometimes it can even destroy your ability. So there are different ways of using it. That is necessary, where you need to practice, tell your students what is responsible and what is irresponsible. Even a student can, by just do the homework, mathematics homework, you can just scan it with your model and get it done with a step-by-step solution. You can get it done. But what is wrong with it? In the examination, the student is not going to perform this. Where you can use things like guided learning, where the model can teach you how to solve it. So there are different ways of using it. That is very much important in using AI for learning. Okay.
George Latiff, sir.
Also, you have to know that by exposure to AI output, like articles, like videos, like images, and so on, normal people are well trained to identify if this is an AI or it's not AI. Even when we write a post on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, you can easily now identify if this piece of a post or is an AI generated or it's original and humanized by your own words and your own mistakes. Sometimes people want to see the mistakes. They don't want to see a well-formed, organized, totally perfect or well-generated article or an image. They want to see the mistake of a human. So I think by time, people can identify if this is totally AI and this is not totally AI. And here the producer, which is me and you and the media practitioners, they have to put their own human sense, their own human mistakes. to make it more appealing, because this is our nature. We have to see mistakes. We don't have totally to see perfect artwork and perfect look. Okay, so so using AI is good, but take care that people who will be exposed to your product one day, they will judge and they will tell you this is totally AI, this is partially AI, this so you have to learn how to use it, and you have to give yourself the space to put your own contribution, as the doctor said from the last doctor. I'm sorry for names. I don't spell names well, so I'm sorry for that. But as he said, you have to be to know well the science and to use the AI to help you, and then you build your science and your knowledge to complement with the AI production. Thank you.
See, one thing which you have to look differently is all these models, all this is everything. Okay. So human remains a human. Human emotions remains a human emotion. The calculator have come, the missiles have come, the ships have come, ships have come, the food has come, anything is there. But are we taking it from the human POV? POV's point of view, which I'm talking about it. Everything, there is a pet also in my home. There is another it's being. But the entire world, as of now, the highest being is human only. So if whatever the AI is there, it is on the evolution. The initially which we talked about the calculator, right? Okay. Still there are exams which is not allowed. Yes or no? Yes, no. Still, even though it is fully evolved, still it has not been accepted as a tool. So yes, there will be an evaluation which will come with rights, wrongs, guidelines, to-dos, don't-dos, all these things will come in. But understand that as a part of life, and our life is matter most than anything else. See, half of the time, when the games are popular, people will lose life. I have seen many on COVID time, before COVID time, I've seen many people who's playing the game met with an accident, or they want to catch a game thing. There was self-ruled games, which is fallen, people have fallen from the tall buildings. So this is the difference which we need to understand. We are human and we are masters, first of all. That's why we are creating everything. I'll definitely saying that we are creating everything, because calculator has been found by us, a computer has been found by us. There is no disclaimer which you people are asking for submitting a project, whether it's been typed by computer or typewriter. Yes or no? Or it has been handwritten. Yes or no? Because it's a tool which is evolved and it is lived with you and you're accepted it. No disclaimer has been there. This project has been typed with Intel 4G chip. It's no, right? Because it's adapted and we evolved with saying that, yes, it's been accepted, as simple as it. Till that time, all this discussion will happen. But openness is, let us accept in front of everyone so that it will not be underlined value, which is not a diminishing value, which is not being like equivalent to theft or doing something wrong, so that we are eval more than in front of our eyes. Because it's not my life I need to live. There are two ways to look at it. I will live on my life. At the end of it, I have lived only one life. In front of me, 1,000 people are there. I learned from this 1,000 people. So I have a capacity to live 1,000 lives. So if it is happening in front of your eyes, you need to learn more than what you will, and it will multiplier effect will happen. That's why make it allowed, but in front of you. It's like a parenting. My kid is allowed to do in front of my eyes. Do whatever you want. I'm fine. But it should be a connection between both, so that we are nurturing it. Whichever is not nurtured well, we are not doing a parenting well, then it becomes another particle which is going to dilute us. So parenting as a cause where you people are the teachers in the institutions who's doing all these things. Even now I extended it to the program like what she said about us, because it's more than what is teaching is all about. It's skill management now. So what you are doing is also the same. But first thing, breakout A is for doing something wrong. A should happen in front of our eyes. That's all. Rest of the things we will evolve with AI, we will evolve with doing everything, but it should be accepted as it's happening in front of our eyes.
Yes, sir.
So that's the only request, because after this everything comes across. Now you know why she is coming and training everybody. Because if that skill is not there, in next 10 years nobody will survive in media. It's not a tsunami now. Now it is a COVID now. Tsunami is over. One part of the world only will hit. If COVID comes, everything struck. So in 10 years, it's a COVID actually. A scenario like COVID is what I'm addressing now.
Yes, sir. That's
So then nobody will move anywhere, because you will not accept it to the society, or you will be getting infected with you don't know. So
yes,
that's
sir. That's an interesting point actually. So we are coming to the end of the session. Before that, we can move to the audience part. Audience, do you have any questions to ask?
So actually, you talked about the negative sides of AI. Actually, sir, actually, you talked about the negative sides of AI. But actually, when it's come to gaming or something like that thing, the animation and more proper way of delivering things, the AI actually helped in a lot of way. Also in content creation, you said for manual content creation, it created many negatives for a creator. But actually, when it comes to content creation, many references, many things in promotions, uh, it actually helped a lot. Also, I think the AI system and all those things help the editors too. You already told that. So the proper usage of the technology is more needed for the execution of things, I think.
Yes, sir.
So in the last point you said the reading and all those things. I think the generation gap is the major problem facing.
Yeah.
So actually the new generation is too adapted to it. And like something like the society is moving to speed.
Yeah, your points are valid. Do you have any question? You can ask.
So my question is, what is the actual need of questioning and talking too bad about and negative about a? I don't think a negative thing right there.
Yeah.
Okay, first and foremost, AI is very positive and you must use it. See, the thing with AI is it's an enabler. It was to support you. And there is this whole trust notions attached to the to AI. And that's where these conferences are happening, they're talking. So as long as you're using AI responsibly and ethically, it's a fantastic technology. Please use it and experiment it, explore it. And there's so much more to AI than just the usual tools. So read about it. Right now we are in this agentic AI age almost. AI is gone. We are in agentic AI. So explore it, read about it, experiment it, but use it responsibly and ethically. That's
Ma'am, you talk about the ethical use of AI, right? So can you measure some of the unethical practices that prevail in AI using? For information.
So hacking is ethical or unethical?
Actually, both are happening.
The hacking is ethical or unethical?
Ethical. Ethical hacking. That is.
Why are you adding ethical hacking?
Because
so hacking is wrong.
Hacking is wrong.
You need to learn it, and you need to do it responsibly, which means what? It's called ethical hacking.
Yeah.
Where you are using it for the right usage of it. So that's what she is mentioning. Hacking is wrong. If even in front of you, if you are operating another's computer and switching off in the LAN inside into it, is wrong. which I also did it in my college time for a fun. But it is wrong. First of all, that's the reason which we are talking. Human POV of AI is ethical and unethical is we have classified. Actually, there is no right, there is no wrong in the world.
Yeah.
Okay. But to live perfectly, we have categorized there is right, there is wrong.
Yeah.
The same way with the AI perspective, you should use AI in right way and wrong way. What is the wrong way? If until my finger is on his face with a 1 inch difference, that is my personal space and his personal space. The time which I touched, it becomes a society.
Yeah.
Both are different. Understood the difference, right?
Yeah.
Ethical is until I'm not touching him. Right? That without it is which is ethical. How will you know saying that you are doing unethical?
Yeah.
So there are unethical things are there. Don't worry about it. But know which is ethical so that we will also learn. See, human in Tamil, there is a word called Kalavum Katru Mara. You should learn how to be a thief also, but you should not register in your brain. That is the human evaluation. But we will do it in a right way because that is also an art. It's not art everywhere. Everything is art, but it is also an art which you need to register for under life and you need to do, or that also art also so that you can avoid.
Yeah.
There are two ways to look at it. Now I learned the art for what? To do it or not to do it. There is an art which I learned it, which not to do it in front of public, but I know the art. That's a common sense of a human. So think from the human POV.
Yeah. I think using a knife for cutting an apple and for killing a person, like it's not the problem of tool, it's a person.
There is another question.
No, it depends. It depends. That's what I'm saying. It's an evaluation stage. Don't conclude now. That's why even a calculator is not being used for certain exams, right?
Yeah.
That restriction is there. Even calculators evolve with us. It's not being used for exams. That's a compulsory mind game which you need to play.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, there is another question. Yeah, you can ask.
So I have a doubt from my personal life. And when I used to do internship in a wedding company, so my task, like one of my tasks was to sort out the photos of an event. So there was like 70,000 to 80,000 photos. And for me, it took like a minimum of 3 days to sort all these photos. Later, they subscribed to an AI tool, and they, with that help of that AI tool, I could finish a job no less than a day. So that was a really helpful thing. But later on, another internee came in, and she was also tasked to do the same thing. So she kept on using this AI tool. She didn't, like me, she didn't initially go through the process of sorting it manually. But when they actually, the subscription ended, they had to sort these photos again, and they didn't resubscribe it for a time. And then she was tasked to do it, but then she couldn't. For me, it took like minimum 3 days. For her, it took maybe more, maybe a week. So my question is like, if in media industry, as in a mass media industry, I'm not talking about the people who are already working, I'm talking about beginners. So when they come in and these small tasks or tasks which are meant to have mistakes, because from mistakes we can begin learn creativity. So if these tasks are given to AI, and so these beginners, they are not they are not exposed to these small tasks, so they have no place for mistakes. So the company expects them to do it pitch perfect. So how do a beginner, like in a company, challenge that? Like if an AI is taking over the small jobs, the beginner has no space to learn.
Yes.
So, I'm just adding to that now. Quickly summarizing it. There is a grandmother in your home, right? There is a grandmother in your home, right? Is he using the phone now? Yes or no? Is it a smartphone? Is it YouTube is available? Is she watching it? So last 3 years before, she was not watching it. She don't know how to use the smartphone. She don't know how to do it. How this evaluation has happened? Have you ever thought about giving the phone and ask them to give me a call so that I can talk to that person? We came with the devolution, right? You might have called and give it to her saying that Achan Samsar Chirundu, go and talk, right? How this happened? There is a way which people will also evolve over it. First of all, if you evolve before people, you become a leader. If people evolve you before you, then people will become a leader and they will narrate saying that what you need to do. The same way, that TOEFL example and JT example which I gave, right? You know, first of all, what is the human side and you need to prepare for it. The preparation may take 4 years. Okay. If people, for an example, there are almost, I'm estimating 100 people. How many of them is involved to this conversation? Roughly 10%. That is the maximum attention I used to get. 2.5% is the maximum attention. 2.5% is the maximum attention. Out of this 100, 2.5% is how many people? 2 people. 2 pair is going to hear this and understand and thought about it, going to work, going to understand from here as a starting point and work towards what they want to do. They will not have a challenge. The person who don't know anything about it, what has happened today, and not understand it after that also, you know what will happen? You and him will be in the same level, but you will perform better because you put your mind into it, you learned. The person which haven't learned, 100% will society will make him to learn, which means it's a hard way. That's what the challenge which you are facing. The other girl who's come across needs to go through the hard way because the capacity in which it needs to come before the work is not there. So society will push, saying that you have to do it in so and so time. There is a term called passion. There is a term called pressure. If you have a passion, you will have a pleasure to work. If you don't have a passion, you have a pressure to work. But work remains work.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Sir.
And you definitely have an edge over her because you work. You know, that's the industry is all about confidence. You work, you get confidence. So you'll feel more confident and then you will be confident to even find tricks to do it in lesser time. That's the whole AI is just to find those ways how it can resolve your grunt work, the mundane tasks. So if then that 3 days, if AI makes it one day, imagine what you can do in those 2 days. So that is what you have to use it. That's when they say use it smartly.
To add to that, it's the difference between your disruptive technology and technological determinism. You will be learning that in your studies. And my case, you are bothered about jobs for beginners like you. See, we are into rearing cows, right? You know, milk is a much sought after commodity. And what we have deployed all AI. See, my wife takes care. I go to the college. And we don't have any people, even in Kerala, that is the problem. We all have wealth, we have land, but nobody to do agriculture. And no one is ready to work in the field. So what we do, we bring in people from Orissa, Bihar. And that fellow speaks only Oriya language, not even Hindi. And we don't know that. So no face-to-face communication happening. He talks through phone. He has some software. He hears it in Oriya and he speaks in Oriya. She gets in Tamil. Work is done. If I want only a local person, a beginner, I cannot pay because he works like a machine. So I need to make some profit to sustain my thing. So unless we tune up, we can't. Second thing is not only humans. If we are not adapting to AI, other things are happening. We have a project we have just initiated from Brain Sciences Department, Harvard University. A professor visited our farm. They are going to install AI sensor to our cows. So the problem today is heat stress. So we all can talk. Can the cow talk to you? And we don't have time to listen to that. So they fix a sensor in its tail. The temperature, how much of breathe, the heat stress, everything gets recorded. It comes to your phone and it gets connected to your vet. And he gives the treatment. He asks us, increase the fan, sprinkler, give more, diet, change the diet, not the solid one, give green fodder. So they send the prescription, the food. It is ordered by the AI. So that is very important.
Okay, sir.
I'll show that in my presentation also.
Thank you, sir. And we are coming to the end of the session. And I finally have one question. Do we need a regulation from the government side? Actually, government tends to regulate everything. Yeah, there are laws are evolving now.
About the AI laws, again, I was on that conference. We had the lawyers, and they were, putting together the perspective on legal aspect. So laws are underway. So the problem is in India, once the crime happens, then the police comes. So yeah, with now, yes, the laws, we need to make it happen in such a way that it happens before the crime, or so the penalty.
Recently, the motor vehicles department started compelling people to connect their the mobile phone to the for pollution test. Actually, this rule came only 2-3 months ago, because it is actually the government learned with an experience on the explosion recently happened in Delhi. Somebody used a mother's vehicle to do it. In order to connect it, they modified the law. So when something happens, normally the law will automatically evolve.
How many of us has crossed with the fast tag on NH? Now go and check. You can't. If you have to pay cash, you have to wait. Yes, no.
So the acceptance, even the government, you can have the.
It will be regulated automatically, because
automatically.
See, everywhere cost cuttings are coming in.
Yeah,
More
even
expensive things are happening. When the cost cutting comes across, it's on the regulation only first, because it's going to affect the human. So they will first regulate it not to affect the human first.
Even there are other stories in Finland. The people with the age divide is the youth is very, very small in number. Actually, even the people from more than 60 ages is that much high. Where the government introduced the digital things in banking, nobody was accepting. All these fellows are actually, they want to go to the bank, do the transaction by themselves. So then the government came with a regulation. Okay, you can go with the bank and you can do the transaction there, but we are going to charge €5 per transaction. A digit is going to be free. Simple regulation came, the entire this community in single day, they transformed into digital.
Kerala is the best example,
Yeah,
sir. I studied Kerala in a multiple other ways. This is the first literate state compared with any other state. This is the digital literate state, 100% digital literacy. Now it is moving to 100% privacy. Now people are talking about do's and don'ts. So you need to go by category by category. You need to find first education is over, then digital education is over. Then you saying that what is right and what is wrong. In between, yes, there will be a lot of cases will happen.
Yes, sir,
it's not that it's not, because people are also evolving with the rules.
Actually, the hope for the scope for the discussion is beyond the limit. We are actually, George Latiff, sir, is there any regulations in your country?
Actually,
shortly, very in short.
I was thinking about the regulations, but I think here in Egypt the same happens like India. The regulations come after the crime. After the crime happens, the regulations also are put accordingly. So till now, we don't have specific regulations for AI usage and AI, but we are working like you exactly, almost the same. Looking forward for regulations and so on to regulate the misinformation and disinformation and so on, but we always wait for the crime first. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So we are running out of time. That's why we are stopping this right now. So thank you all the panelists, Srinivasan sir, Parul ma'am.
Thank you,
Sunil
everyone.
sir,
Thank you.
Latiff sir, and Nivash sir. Thank you. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
all. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for all that, dear great panel. That was such an insightful session. And now, as a token of appreciation and love, I would like to present the panel with mementos, and I'd like for Hari sir and Sanjay sir to please come on stage for the same. I would like to request Hari sir to please present the memento to Dr. Seenivasan Subramanian, Chief Channel Officer, CCO at Zee Keralam. Hari sir, please do the honors for Srimati Parul Goswami ma'am, Deputy Director at DataLEADS, New Delhi. Now let me invite Sanjay sir to show our love and appreciation to Sri Sunil Prabhakar sir, Digital Media Consultant at Mathrubhumi. Heartfelt gratitude and love to Dr. George Latiff sir and Dr. Nivash Jeevanandam for joining us at ISMER 2026 online. Thank you so much, sirs. Now let me also invite Sanju sir to provide the memento to Dr. Ranjit sir for being such a wonderful moderator for the session. Now we are having a group photo session. I would like to invite everybody to please present on the stage. Thank you, George sir and Dr. Nivash sir for attending. See you guys. Thank you. Bye.